If you've never had an orgasm, it's important that you listen and hear what I have to say, and to know that you're not alone. Between 5 and 15% of women aren't able to have an orgasm. Yet all of us are born with this capacity. It's about understanding what might be getting in your way. Hi, my name is Annette Bolt and my channel is Wise Woman Sexuality, and my channel is here to help women to have the most out of their pleasure, especially older women like me. So if you've never had an orgasm, it can be really soul destroying. It's so easy to feel like you're less of a woman, that you're incomplete in some way. Or maybe it's just really frustrating because you think everyone else in the world is having them except you. It's important to realize that not all women are. As I said, between 5 to 15% of us have never had an orgasm. A much larger percentage of us haven't had truly satisfying orgasms, or orgasms as fast as we would like them. And the reason for this is that we've been so conditioned by the idea of an orgasm being in a masculine model. It's all about exploding out. It's about peak experience. It's about muscle contractions. It's all of these things that are not necessarily all part of a feminine orgasm. And by male and female and masculine and feminine, I'm not trying to stereotype anyone. I'm just trying to get a sense of the ways that we experience ourselves and our bodies, and how we can look at that in ways that can help us experience more. Because in a feminine experience of orgasm, it's much more oceanic. It's much more coming from deep within us. That's not even about physical stimulation. It's about being connected deep down into this part of our bodies, deep down into our yonis or our pussies or our genitals, whatever you call that part of yourself. And actually really listening to our bodies. Because when you go down there and you try to connect with yourself, are you actually able to make that connection? Or are you up in your head with stories of all the orgasms that you want to have that you're not able to have, and pushing your body, shaming it into trying to create something that it's not even possible to create, not in that particular way? That is the socially accepted model of orgasm. Because when we're mentally in story and we're pushing our bodies are really not going to respond well to that experience. They're not going to feel safe enough to actually show up. And so it's important to understand what is it that you're actually doing when you're wanting to have an orgasm. Are you in there criticizing and pushing your body? Or are you able to just get present with her? With her, your yoni or your pussy or your genitals, whatever name you have for that part of your body. Are you able to really listen to her? And you can do this by simply taking some time somewhere private just to lie down and place your hands between your legs and just let your hands melt onto that part of your body. And just notice, what can you feel? Can you feel your yoni, or can you feel your butt on the floor? Can you feel your hips in your clothes? Can you feel the skin of your genitals underneath your hands? What is it that you can experience? And taking the time to breathe more deeply, to breathe down into your body. As if you could breathe right down into your yoni. And spend a few minutes doing this even, with the intention of actually connecting with this part of your body, with actually wanting to listen to it rather than criticizing it and trying to get it to do what you want. See if you can give it a chance to tell you what it would like. And feel right down And once you feel like you can feel a set of sensations, whether you can feel your butt on the floor, your hands between your legs, just a sense of anything that might be going on in that part of your body, whether it's to do with pleasure or something else, and just let it be there. And when you've made that connection, then taking your attention just a little bit inside of your yoni, of your vagina, and breathe, connect with that part of you. And intuitively listen to see if she's responding to you in any way. It might be the merest sliver of a sensation. It might be the merest quiver. It might be a deep pulse. It may be some kind of floating. It may be something that feels like it's dropping down. It may be something that feels like it's opening just a little. Maybe nothing to do what you imagine an orgasm might feel like. And that's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is a connection for you with your body. And if you'd like to, you can pause this recording and just be present with this part of your body with an open, curious mind. And just keep breathing down to this part of you. And when you feel like you've made a connection, as I say, even if it's the merest quiver or sliver of sensation, just really find gratitude for that sensation, because this is you and your yoni connecting. This is where orgasm comes from. And when you found that you've made a little connection down there, when you can actually hear your yoni responding to you, you might like to just check in with her and just ask her, is she an orgasmic yoni? Is she an orgasmic pussy? And just listen really closely to see what she answers you. And continuing to feel into your pussy, to feel into your yoni, and just noticing what is present. And you might like to ever so gently just rock your hips a little as you breathe down into that sliver of sensation that's happening inside of you. And rather than going up into your head and thinking to yourself, this is not what I want that big, explosive, all-encompassing orgasm experience. Just be present with what your yoni is saying. You might even get a sense of something mysterious, something powerful, something yours. You might like to place one hand on your heart as you do this, feeling love in your heart and letting that shine down onto your yoni, letting it shine down onto your pussy so that you're giving her love and appreciation for showing up with you today. Yes. And start saying yes to her, just as she is, not trying to manipulate her into anything else, but just yes. 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 And just starting to get a sense of this deeper, more feminine way of experiencing your orgasmic sensations. And you might even like to imagine yourself inside of a wave and letting your body move gently. Maybe making a sound. And if at any time you feel like you've lost that connection with your yoni, it's just taking a few moments to go back and reconnect with her. Letting her know that being connected with her is the most important part of your sexual experience. And once you've made this connection, you can gently start to stroke your body, touch your body, and feel that connection present, feeling that build. And over time, experiencing more and more intensity in that part of you. And if you can make this a daily practice, even if you do it every day for a week or 3 or 4 weeks, and just really build in this connection and feel yourself slowly stepping into that tipping point that can flow over into orgasm. But it's not a mind-generated, driven goal that you have to reach. It's just a dropping in, connecting with, and experiencing of your sensations. So if you'd like to give that a try, and you might also like to add in, once you feel like you've made that connection and it feels like it's reliably happening, then you might like to add in a breath combined with a movement of your legs. So if you would like to lie on your back, bring your knees up and have your feet either flat on the floor or the soles of your feet together. And then as you exhale, you let your legs go out, your knees out to the side. And as you inhale, you bring your knees up together. And you exhale, make a sound. Ah. 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 You might like to have one hand on your belly, the other hand on your heart, and just breathing into your body and starting to activate your feminine energy, which is not from a place of having to mechanically massage your pleasure into being. It's about going deeper into the energetic pleasure that you can start to bring to the surface. And if you do that for 10 to 15 minutes a time each day for a week or two, and just seeing what your body's response is to this. And again, once you've made these connections, you might like to then go into stroking yourself, touching yourself in the ways that you might more ordinarily think that you would go to make your orgasm happen. Because what you're doing is you're building a trust with your body. You're building a connection with your sex center, and you're giving yourself permission to say yes, but not from that place of I should be like this, or I have to make it happen like this, or if I don't do it like that, I'm somehow inadequate or wrong and not part of the human race. So just take it one step at a time and make that connection. And if you would like more support, please feel free to join my Yoni Speaks group, the link to which is down below. And if you would like to see more of these videos, please click the like and the subscribe button below. And to help other women find the orgasm that lives inside of their yonis, that's possible for you too.